Hello world, I'm Max. Welcome to another episode of the Stay Copy Podcast. As always, I'll remind you that this content is meant to be consumed in series from the beginning. See episode 0 and each segment appended for all applicable terms and disclosures. Appended segments can be identified by their title prefix, SCP.0. Thank you.
Well, good morning. Kind of a lousy day today. Very rare rainy day. Let's see. Health is good. 8.5 hours of sleep. I've kind of shifted all of my online activity, my accounts, my focus. Suddenly, I feel like most of my bets in growth are safely in the bag. It's just a matter of waiting it out, and I don't want to obsess over it anymore. I don't want to watch the price action right now, especially as it's playing with crazy lows. It just seems like a huge waste of time, and my positioning's pretty set, so spending a whole long time I don't know, all the also the NFT communities, they made sense while I was trying to figure out kind of an optioned out of the money call on Solana and ETH to some extent, but it's also not something I want to. A big part of my feed for my Twitter account, while that was a huge part of my bet, was tied up by stuff that I don't find like there's such a bigger game at work right now, and there's such a I'm interested, I'll pay a little bit of attention, but little dramas like between different NFT projects, I think it's starting to feel a bit like WWE. So I've kind of shifted focus to my accounts, and I'll hold forever. I still think they're right. I'm not really trying to say I'm suddenly pessimistic about the collectibles community. I feel like layer 1 is completely settled at this point, even though the world doesn't realize it. So there's not much to be gained in focusing my attention on the bickering amongst early investors there. I think Solana and Solana NFTs collectibles will do really well. And so I can kind of safely tune out at this point. I might pay attention again if there's significant market action at any point, but AGI and the next important technical innovation I need to understand really well is AGI. So I'm starting to rebuild all my trees. That's not to say that blockchain is suddenly unimportant. It's just more developed. It's I feel like the flywheel's spinning on all the important work that's going to happen in blockchain, and I just need to wait for the rest of the world to catch up. So I'm learning who the important voices are in the AGI community, and this is like Andre Karpathy, the founder of Stable Diffusion or Stability AI, and following who they follow, building out that that understanding. I really think what we'll see now is a convergence of AGI with blockchain. And so blockchain doesn't suddenly become this unimportant thing. It's still a very inevitable thing that was a super necessary technology, and AGI doesn't offset it. It just merges with it. Listening to blockchain early investors bicker over what I feel are very settled matters is a waste of my time. So I'll pay a little bit of attention to SEI, and I'll continue to sort of monitor, but it's not going to keep. It's time for me to shift my focus a bit, and so I'm going to spend a lot of time trying to learn about emergent tech like AGI right now. And I found a great thread that somebody put together on how to make your own chatbot using GPT-3. So today, that's my to-do list. I have my kiddo for half the day. And so we'll have lunch, and then I'm going to dive into trying to make a chatbot. And I found transcriptions are available and free. I found this great thing called Scribe Salad, I think it's called, where somebody, I knew that I didn't have to go do this. I knew that somebody would have already gone out and done it, but they've already gathered audio transcriptions from all of the popular long-form podcasts, and they have it available in an open source repo. And there's just like all of the major ones, the really big ones. I can get all the Lex Friedmans, all the JREs, all the, you name it, it's available in one repo. I'm at my data cap for my internet service, though. I dumped them yesterday and got a new one with no data cap. So I won't actually clone that repo until I guess day after tomorrow when I get my new modem. But for now, I'll just experiment with taking my own transcriptions that I've already created with Whisper. And I found also a really great, there's this YouTube downloader project that lets me, from the command line, I just pass in a few switches, not to download the video, but I can download the Google rendered auto subs from anything. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to write a script, and I'll probably have ChatGPT write it for me, that will I can pass in a channel, a YouTube channel. It will query the channel for all content available. So I can say like Blockworks, I can go to the Blockworks channel and I can say build an array with every episode ever published by Blockworks, and then iterate through it, downloading all of the auto-generated subs. And now I have for any channel I want, I can get a consolidation of a deeply imperfect but probably fairly coherent translation of hours and hours and hours of useful conversation. So what I want to do now is start experimenting with using that as seed data for chatbots. And eventually what I'm going to do is try and stitch them together into some sort of cohesive model. I'm really excited to play around with that. And so yeah, I mean, I feel like I now have unlimited rich data to play with. I have all the tools to continue building rich data, and I'm now can play around with building GPT chat like models for state copy. Pretty neat. Yeah, it might all not work as well as I want right now, but I think what this will teach me is even if the models are really imperfect and I don't get, the magic experience that I'm imagining is possible, I think I'll learn everything I need to construct them later as each of these the tools themselves mature. And that's really exciting to me. And if I do need to go back to work in any way right now, I think, oh my God, and in the era of ChatGPT, why do you need software engineers? I just think, like, as it gets a little bit better, like in a year or two, you're going to be able to just write me an app that does X, Y, Z with these features, and it'll just go oh man. So I think the new I think some of the most valuable engineers right now will be the ones who know how to use all these tools at the advanced level, not the ones that are just sort of familiar with them, but the ones that can actually construct models. So and because I don't want to be an engineering manager anymore, oh wow, I lost main capture, and we're rolling again. Because I've talked about this at length, but every time I explain it to somebody, I think of a new way to say it. It's like I no longer have the capacity to be a cheerleader for young engineers. Even I've tried it in a big company and I've tried it in a startup. I mean, ideal end state for a startup is just to be captured by a big company that will fuck it all up and make all of the effort wasted. So, yeah, I'm not willing to do that anymore. And so I need to become really valuable as an individual contributor again. And I think I'll do that. And this is just to get me through the bear market. I need to be a really valuable individual contributor engineer for a while. And I think I do, like, I can kill two birds with one stone. I can build out my skill set for what I'm really passionate about and enthusiastic about. And at the same time, be able to become really valuable as I see. And that's exciting to me. That's an unlock. That means I can set up all my internal incentives for a whole bunch of work I want to do right now, and I know I'll follow through on it because I'm excited about it. And I want to start thinking about how I can construct a resume out of this new expertise in AGI model creation, something that's powerful and useful. And I'll document how I went about creating it through this process, and then I can use that as a resume for down liquidity cycle work. And and then I'm positioned for when inevitably liquidity comes back, explosive gains, and now with understanding how to trade it properly, I think this is the last bear cycle I need to get through, but it's the mega bear cycle. It's just a question of whether it's the last one or the second to last. We will see. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say right now. Trying to think of if there was any useful commentary I can provide on. I don't know, I've been pretty distracted with work. The last couple days I haven't done as much YouTube consumption. Yeah, I got nothing. I'll go ahead and stop here. I'll append a segment if I come up with something.